What is up, my people? My 7 subscribers! Thank you for joining me again. I thought I should do another UCSB type video. And I know you're thinking like, Why? You did one video, get over it. But I can't get over it, man. Like, I just graduated. I graduated back in June, and it's August, so it's been about 2 months being out of school, finished my Bachelor of Arts, and there's just some things that I'm really missing about UCSB. So this video is more just like me telling you, like, take advantage of these things if you want to, or just utilize things that are just given to us for free as students, or just given to us at a really good deal. So this video is more just me going like, don't make the same mistake I did. Like, check these out ASAP if you want to. You know, like, I can't tell you to do these things, but I am just telling you, like, these things exist. Check them out. So the first thing I want to tell you guys about is all the cool things you can get as a student from the recreational center, like the Rec Cen gym. It's not just a gym. It's not just go in there, use like machines, use free weights, that type of gym. So it has that, but it also has like basketball courts. It also has like the soccer field right in front of it. There's a pool, there's a jacuzzi, there's a rock climbing gym, like a rock climbing wall, which is nice. You could belay or boulder. I took some pottery classes at the Rec Cen. I took yoga classes at the Rec Cen. There's a huge list of things you guys could do there. And that's why I'm like, oh, I wish I had that list, and I wish I had that like knowledge in my like, I wish I knew about these things like as a freshman right off the bat. Maybe some of you guys did figure that out like through orientation or something, but I was just a rebel and I didn't walk around the campus and I didn't listen to those people because I just didn't really want to. So maybe I missed all that, and they tell you all this stuff in orientation, but maybe they don't, and that's why I'm making this video. Like I was saying, I took the pottery class. I took that all of my 3rd year, so I did fall, winter, spring, and summer classes, so I got like a full year of pottery, and it was just probably like one of the highlights of my UCSB like career is that class. That's not a class that affected my major, but it was a class that just changed my life, helped me with like stress and all that stuff. It's just so much fun, and you just like can make cool stuff. So if that sounds interesting, but if any of the other stuff sounds interesting, or you want to see if they have something that you're interested in, I'm telling you, like, check out their website. It has a lot of information. So yes, just check that out. I could tell you guys more about it, but I could just put the link below. Click on that and see if anything sounds interesting to you, because it was just, they have so much. So I bring up the Rec Cen because you might be thinking like, yeah, pretty much every university has those amenities. Like a lot of universities will offer you all that type of stuff. But the one thing is, like, you don't realize this is after you graduate, pretty much like every other gym that you can go to, like Gold's Gym or whatever type of gym you have around your like community, they're not like this. Like, a lot of gyms after college are just like machines and free weights. Maybe you get lucky and you get like a sauna. They just don't offer like pottery classes or badminton or field hockey or classes where you could wine taste and do stuff like that. Like, you won't see that after the university life. So that's one thing I'm like, you need to realize that soon. So my next point, and a super important point, is to take advantage of what's around you. And by that I mean just the nature that you have out here. And I honestly don't really like that word, like nature, like everything is nature. But what I'm trying to say is like the outside habitat environment. UCSB has like the mountains, they have the ocean. So already they have like 2 crazy cool things. Like, you live right off the ocean, and then in the ocean you have the Channel Islands, which are these 8 islands that you could actually go to a few of them and you could do like a day trip. So you have like the ocean, then you have islands you could visit. And then if you want to do more stuff inland, you have the mountains, like the Los Padres National Forest, which is a big national forest that I think just is so underrated. It's so beautiful. That's right in the backyard too. So you can go and just like backpack or day hike or whatever type of hiking mountain stuff you like to do. You could do that for days and months and still not see it all. So that's right there too. So you have the ocean, the islands, the mountains. And then if you just want to do some like local stuff and show your parents some stuff or your friends or whatever, just experience something super local, walking distance, you have, okay, so you have the beach, but then you also have like the lagoon, which it's right off campus. When it's like the winter and spring season and even up to summer, that place is just like crowded with wildlife. There's actually like a local fox, or I say local as in like this fox is always seen there. So which is crazy. It's like this orange cute fox. I could put a little photo, but this fox is off the lagoon. So that's like pretty much on campus property. There's a little fox, like just the cutest little fox is just right off the university campus. And then other than that fox, you have like crazy amount of birds, like birds in the ocean and like the shorebirds. And you have just the cute little, like there's just birds everywhere. Like there's birds. And if that sounds interesting to you, I'm saying like go out there and explore that, because you could see like, foxes if you're lucky, if you go out there early enough in the morning, or and yeah, all these birds, lizards, just all that. You could see that on campus. You could see so much wildlife on the lagoon. So definitely check that out. And another thing that you could see is you can go off and just look off the bluffs, and during certain times of the years it's like whale migrating season. So that's a big thing on this campus, is the whale watching. So you could see that just like you go down to what's called Sands Beach, and during the whale migrating season, people are actually out there, like, I don't know if it's every day, but they're out there a lot, like looking at whales. So that's a big thing here that I just wish people told you, like, hey, go outside, go right now, like go check out the whales or go check out the dolphins, because you could see them. Like there's a season where you can go out and see them. So educate yourself about that and get out there and check this stuff out, because when's the next time you're gonna live like right off the ocean and right next to a beach? I think we're just so lucky in this situation that sometimes you just forget like all the nature that surrounds you. So check out that, like go out and check out the lagoon and get yourself out on the beach and go try to see those whales and those dolphins. And then also like check out the slough, which is still walking distance from Isla Vista. It's called the Devra Slough. Check that out too, because when it's after the rainy season and it fills up with water, you could see so many birds again, like I'm saying, and just so much wildlife. Like I've seen snakes out there. I've seen just like little bunnies and all those type of like cute creatures. But yeah, you could see some crazy stuff out there, but you won't see it if you don't go out there. And honestly, that's where I've seen and experienced such good memories, is just exploring like UCSB's campus, because the campus isn't just where the classrooms and where the dorms are. So what I'm saying is check that out. Sorry, people were running by. I'm in my car, as you can see. I just realized I have not addressed that. I'm in my car because it's still a little early in the morning and my boyfriend's still asleep. We live in a little studio. I'm trying to be respectful, and I can't film like this when he's asleep. I'd wake him up like instantly. So I moved to my car. So welcome to my car. Yeah, it's a beautiful car, but let's just move forward. Yes, moving on. I wish I talked to my professors whenever I could. And I know it makes you look like you're like a teacher's pet, or you're really just trying to get an A, whatever it is. Like, and if you want to get an A, get an A. Do what you gotta do. But in my head, throughout most of my college careers, like, oh, I don't want to kiss butt. I don't want to seem like I'm trying so hard and I'm just trying to kiss up. All that stuff is going through my head. But like in reality, how you need to view your professors are like, they are a source of so much information. And you don't need to ask them questions about class if you don't want to. Just ask them questions. If they work in like the biology department, ask them about what they study and what they do when they're not teaching, because you might be taking a class that's not the most interesting, but most likely that professor has so much information just because of all the stuff they've done throughout their life, that just ask them these questions, look them up, see what they do when they're not teaching. Because these professors aren't like full-time professors most likely. A lot of them will be on campus for like a quarter or half the year. And then they go out and they do research in Hawaii or research in Nepal. Like, there's so much knowledge on campus that I didn't utilize nearly as much as I should have. I should have been talking to my professors all the time, asking them anything. Professors will just be in their office hours doing other work, but they're in those office hours for you. And it doesn't have to always be class related. And that's what I realized. Like, you can go in there and just be like, hey, can I ask you questions about what you do? Or can I ask you questions about this or about that? And if you feel like kind of insecure just like popping in, my advice is like send them an email before you do that. I've done that a couple times where I just email my professor and I say like, hey, is it alright if I come into your office hours on Tuesday and ask you some questions about what you do outside of class? And most likely they're going to be like, sure, of course, because who doesn't like talking about themselves, like, honestly. But in that, what you get from that is just more knowledge and this like actual experience that someone experienced in a field that you could be interested in. So my advice is go out there and talk to your professors more. It doesn't have to be about class. You don't have to look like you're kissing butt or whatever goes through your head. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks like that. Like, maybe you guys are like, come on, Peyton, like, of course talk to your professor and get to know them on a personal level, whatever. But that's not what goes through my brain. I thought I just probably look like a kiss up, or that they're gonna judge me and think like I don't get their content, or I don't get what they're teaching, and they're not teaching it correctly to me. Or if no one's really going to them to talk, they're like, wow, this girl just really doesn't get what I'm trying to teach. But it's not like that. Like, they have office hours for a reason. Talk to them. That's all I gotta say, is just talk to more people. There's so much knowledge on a university campus. Don't walk away from the university, or don't graduate and realize like, wow, I barely got to know any of these people. Because it's not just for references or for future jobs or whatever. This is for you. You're paying for this education and for this experience. Part of the experience is figuring out what you really want to do. And these people can help you, even if it's helping you sway you to a different direction, or it helps you to really understand what you could get out of your major. Just ask questions, and don't graduate without doing that. That's my advice. So that's it for this video. I know it's pretty random. Like, I talk about the gym and nature and like professors and stuff like that, but these are just things that after you graduate and you move away, or whatever you do after you graduate, you realize like how good we have it as a student for some of these things. So I just made this video to be like, don't make the same mistake as I do, and take advantage of these things right away if you want to, because it's awesome and you probably can't get this anywhere else. So that's all I wanted to do with this video. If you want more UCSB content and you have more questions or anything UCSB related, let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up, and those are good indicators for me to know, like, keep doing what you're doing. And if that's what you want, then I'll give it to you guys. If you have any questions, if you have any quick questions, put those in the comments below. I can answer those pretty quickly. But if there are like big topics you guys want me to address, like, I can make a completely different video for that. So with that being said, thanks guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. And if you are going to UCSB, congrats and go Gauchos.